on, Creepy, get out of there. That's right, doing the moonwalk, Monk Creepy.
Hey, what's going on, YouTubulous? EXO coming at you here with another installment of the big behemoth build. Feeling kind of blah today though, I don't know. I usually keep that stuff bottled inside, but between the state of the frickin' market right now and trying to find a new place, it has been a cluster lately. Packing everything in the house while car audio keeps piling up doesn't make matters any easier on the home front either. Man, she's such a trooper with all my crap, I seriously couldn't ask for a better teammate. So hopefully we can start another great chapter with our first long-term home together. Wish us luck though, because it's been a very scary setting to purchase for the first time. In our last video, we left off with what looked like all four sides of the front half assembled, but actually those pieces were just loosely fitted because we ran out of glue. This left the top row that capped off previously filled areas exposed again. All the inner seams on the driver's side and half of the seams on the passenger side also got a nice helping of PL. Next, it was time to clean off all the excess glue. The floor was especially gunked up from all the drippings on the roof, leftover smears, and plenty of dirt from outside. A nice detailed sanding session took care of that in no time. Now we can resume gluing and screwing the pieces we ran out of glue for last time. Try something a little different. That worked better than I thought. Alright everybody, the first half of the shell is all lined and she's going nowhere. Super strong with hundreds of screws too, but we've reached a stopping point for now. Can't go any further on this section because I left all my spare wood over at 252 Justin's. He's been cranking out some awesome ported boxes lately. We're both a big fan of the 13 ply Baltic birch. So I'll stay patient on this part while we switch gears into the passenger side. The one and only sliding door is on that side, so there's a few areas surrounding it that need some attention before continuing with any more woodwork in here. Now I don't know why, but there's a couple holes from the factory that we gotta fill up. A little patch of second skin will make short work of that though. Now I'm gonna relocate this wiring harness a few inches up right into the pocket of the steel cage and PL, just so it's hidden out of the way. These plastic clips make this surface totally uneven, so in case we wanna make it all flush and finished later on down the road, those things definitely gotta kick rocks. Freaking ricochet on that one. I was just using a piece of scraps that I had on the ground to push it into the corner. That way I didn't have to get too much CA glue on my finger. I forgot to put a latex glove on. Whoops, got a little bit on the wall, man. There we go, a little something like that, and now you can't even see that there's a wire going into that door right here. It's just a little sensor that lets it know if it's open or not. Now the wire that comes out can actually fit right in this perfect little half pipe. It's like they almost planned this from the factory. And then I can make a tunnel into the foam and contour it right in perfectly. Now we're gonna remove these studs, which originally held on some useless shroud which protected this track, because this van does have a passenger version as well, so kids would be coming in and out of here, but no kids are gonna be coming in and out of here, so since we have the cargo van version, we're gonna shave down these freaking dangerous old things. I can't tell you how many times I've stepped on one going through my whole heel, almost puncturing my foot, so this will be a welcome removal, I'm telling you that right now. Just like that, a nice flat platform with room for activities down the road, more batteries, ultra caps, who knows? However, the space even further back right behind me is another story. There's still screws sticking out from the inner squares, so we'll do the same thing we did here with a quick flush cut on those as well.
Come on, creepy, get out of there. Come on, back it up. That's right, back it on up. Doing the moonwalk, come on, creepy. Don't knock over my calipers.
There we go, making quick work, just cutting off the screws that are sticking out into our storage area. Don't want to be puncturing on my valuables.
setting the place on fire. That whole yard's on fire. Oh my god.
And here we are, several days later with a bit more progress behind the scenes. Sometimes it's nice just to zone out and enjoy things firsthand without any cameras or smartphones. Who's with me on that one? So these sections got built up and flush trimmed, which now matches the front, just keeping it nice and even, because in the end, all these sections will be glassed over super solid, making them puppies like a rock. All the spots where you see notches cut out are actually access points for factory plugs and harnesses. Say if a blinker or a brake light ever goes bad, replacing just means reaching through and unplugging like always. Plus, once it's all carpeted, you won't be able to tell anything's under there. Same goes for the top two, so I frickin' unleashed the PL. Probably a couple tubes deep, to be honest. It added some solid beef where the roof tapers away, and when looking at the big picture, this is exactly how the existing roof braces have been integrated into the shell so far. We've essentially been creating bridges between the two this entire time. That's why certain squares are super tiny, because technically the roof braces are acting as box braces. Pretty cool and really strong. As you can tell, all the naked spots back here are still wicked noisy, but the second you get up to the reinforced area, it's like hitting a slab of concrete, so crap! I think a couple more sheets of deadener will finish her up fine.
That's the first layer. Let's give that a quick little test. Oh yeah, that did just the trick. Check that out. Nice. That's just a single layer too. I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. No sense in adding any more weight if we don't need it. And if you're wondering about this little panel seal job, it looks kind of crappy. Well, you're not the only one. I'm actually a part of a Facebook group, and so many people, when they first get this van, post about this. They go up on top and they're like, ah! Why does it look like this? Like, no attention to detail? Well, I guess Nissan said this is mainly a cargo van, so they didn't really put too much attention. Most of them are okay looking, but here and there's some really bad ones. Take right here, for instance. Holy this thing is globbed up to high heaven with no regard whatsoever. Look at that. That's from the factory. So just imagine if you bought the passenger version of this and you see that for the first time. I don't blame all the people posting up on Facebook like, up top is all taken care of, so let's go back inside the build. Sorry about the cross breeze, it's like 100 degrees in here. Gotta have that fan going. So here is where we are at with the front, pretty much matching the back, but we have a little bit more foam to trim there flush, just so we can match up the top of the pillars, because eventually this is coming out of here. Pardon my freaking hand there. All this is gonna be out of there, and a custom headliner is gonna be in the works. But of course that's gonna be later on down the road. We still gotta just take care of this with a nice smooth edge. So let's keep working.
And just like that, she's nice and flat all the way down to the floor. Now, we are essentially building these panels in the opposite way that we did Little Blue with the 218s. Remember? We essentially sealed up front and then filled up back, but this time we filled up back and now we're gonna seal up front. In the end, it'll be roughly 3/4 of an inch thick from the B pillar all the way back to the steel cage with long strand kitty hair, some fiberglass mat, and a whole bunch of resin. So these two surfaces will be super strong and connected like no one's business. That was so cool, straight up George Jetson status. Let's go ahead and check. Oh yeah, there she is, perfectly outside the pipe. Now we can fish through our first run. We're gonna have 2 of these in the pipe at all times, just in case anything happens in the future. I'll be able to finish through my pull through and have a sacrificial run for emergencies. That should do it. Better safe than sorry as far as running your wires go. That would be a major pain if you couldn't run anything to the back. My big power wires are gonna be ran underneath, but all my RCAs and speaker wires, those things are gonna be going through them pipes. Also added just a little bit more great stuff on these panels, the halfway point down, because it's, oh man, what the heck? This right here was nice and flush, but the second you reached about here, it kind of curved in about a 1/2 inch and then went perfectly straight down. So in order to get around that, I had to build it back out again. So it looks like this. I'll get that nice and cut, matching this section. Same thing with this side, just had to build it out a little bit so we could match up here instead of having it go in just a tiny bit. You know, you probably wouldn't be able to notice once it's carpeted, but you know, my perfectionism got the best of me. So here we are again with another bulge. I'm feeling real good right now, happy, motivated, but absolutely sweltering in this tent. I thought this thing was gonna make matters better, but holy crap, it's like an oven in there. So, whew, nice little breather out here. The sun is setting on another install day for the big behemoth build. Thank you guys so much for joining the ride. We'll come back at you guys on another fresh day. And take a look at this, holy smokes. We're working with a lot of unused room on this flooring. If you take a look closely, it's probably a good 1.25 inches of material. We got this insulation and then the layer of rubber, but once we take that out, crap, that gives us a good cushion for adding our own material. Woo! Adding our own material, whether it be some sound deadener and then some wood on top of that. I was a little nervous of building up my cabin because then you'd end up sitting like this with your legs into your freaking face. But from the factory, it looks like they give us a good cushion so we can add our own material and stiffen up this floor really well.
grabbed the exact opposite clip that I wanted to. Crap. I guess I only recorded me up here trying to get the position. I did a little time lapse here of undoing the headliner so we can beef it up. But yeah, I definitely didn't get that on video, man. What a stupid. This area as well is in definite need of some TLC. Listen to this. You ready? What? How on earth? Even just raindrops are gonna freaking resonate me on that one. So she is gonna be getting some serious treatment, probably built up right to the depth of these rungs. That's, I gotta say, that's over 1.5 inches. So we can end up filling all that with wood so to take care of the flex. But I do think just to keep the temperatures down in here, I want at least one layer of second skin just as a little buffer zone between that and the wood. If I can help reduce the temperatures in here by even a fractional amount, I'm definitely gonna do so with a little bit of application right here on the direct metal. So to end today's video off, I think we'll just finish up on this section right here toward the top, flush cut the rest of this foam, and then bridge the gap between the roof and the steel cage with some good old PL, baby. A nice hefty portion, just like we did up back in between every roof brace, because this is a roof brace in itself. And then we'll obviously fill this small little void with something to bridge that gap as well. But we gotta do everything in order, so let's get the knives cutting and get this thing all glued up nice.
Ever feel like a good hands-on project just really helps keep your head screwed on tight sometimes? Whew, I do, and then some. Honestly, just been soaking up as much as I can these days, just trying to revel in and appreciate the moments out here in the driveway, because I can see myself years down the road watching these videos and just reminiscing on the whole period in general. It'll be nearly 3 years living here this move, and that makes my brain hurt. Talk about a time warp, time slip, call it whatever you want, but either way, it still feels like it's getting faster and faster all the time. So yeah, I'm definitely both excited and nervous at the same time, but who wouldn't be, right? We gotta be moved out by September, and the housing market is like a crumbling coffee cake. Oh my gosh, probably getting stuck with all the pieces that people didn't even want in the first place. Ah, son of a. So wish us luck, and remember, all this stuff goes on behind the scenes. If you ever wondering to yourself, man, where's EXO lately? Well, I'm here just trying to make some big things happen while juggling a million others like building, filming, and editing. Last time around, the official comment challenge was, what are the best and the worst purchases that you've ever made? As usual, tons of people had some pretty funny answers, but here's just a couple honorable mentions. And the #1 top voted answer goes to Mr. Misfit with a Z. He had a pretty deep answer saying, my worst purchase was every trip to the dealer I ever made. The best was when I bought the engagement ring for my wife and mother of my kids. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Crazy how life changes so dramatically, like watching your videos. We can literally watch you grow up, man. Well, that is a double whammy if I ever saw one, man. Huge props for straightening up and getting your stuff together there. Real good stuff. And to say thank you, I would like to send you a little pair of Dayton audio tweeters just for playing. And for today's trivia challenge, let's take it back again with a little exercise in advice. What single sentence would you tell yourself 10 years in the past? I'd probably tell myself to buy Bitcoin or something like it when it first came out, because I really missed the boat on that one. There should be some other interesting answers as well, so let us know yours and we'll pick a winner next time like always. Thanks for joining the fun, everyone, and definitely stay tuned for even more build videos coming up. There's so much in store, it's almost hard to really fathom. And also, in the meantime, if you need to get some car audio goodies right to your door, The Showtime Electronics website is in full effect. Hit up the EXO coupon code at checkout to save a couple more bucks. Help you, help me, help everyone watching. So yeah, until the next video, this is EXO signing out, staying loud and staying proud. Well, yeah!